Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well and staying safe during this time. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Like I said, thank you so much for checking me out. If you haven't done so, please make sure to hit that subscribe button just right below the video. Cool, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And if you're returning, welcome back. Thanks again for your support. I truly do appreciate having you here.
Crypto Eddie also bringing this to our attention. So another Japanese bank is using Ripple technology. This is Shimein Bank Limited, and they're now in MoneyTap Bank, further building out a powerful financial infrastructure of RippleNet, thanks to none other than SBI. Laying the payment rails enables more ODL. And so this article originally in Japanese. Let me just translate that real quick. So notice of the start of personal money transfer service for MoneyTap, which is again Ripple-enabled app for Shimein Bank customers. MoneyTap Co. has added Shimein Bank Limited to the smartphone money transfer application MoneyTap provided by the company. We are pleased to inform you that Matsu City Prefecture President Yoshio Suzuki, hereafter referred to as Shimein Bank, has connected and started providing an interpersonal money transfer service for the accompanying users from today. MoneyTap is an application for smartphones that realizes safe, immediate, and comfortable remittances between individuals. In addition to the bank account number, we have also implemented a remittance function using a mobile phone number, and by combining online identity verification at the time of the account registration and biometric authentication at the time of use, we aim to achieve both user experience, or UX, and security. We are here. In addition, Shimein Bank has a Trust Idiom app provided by SBI Digitrust Corporation, and so that is how they are going to implement the security. So we have Ripple partner SBI connected to this. Also, Shimein Bank, I believe, is one of those banks in the Japanese consortium of banks who have committed to utilizing RippleNet, leveraging XRP, and we also have RippleNet customer MoneyTap. So now, and I'm starting to put the pieces together, it seems as though 2022 is not only going to be the year of the secondary and tertiary partnerships with companies partnering with Ripple companies or Ripple-enabled companies partnering with other companies. It's looking as though maybe, just maybe, 2022 is the year where we are going to see multiple partnerships amongst many Ripple partners partnering together to create something even better. And in Japan, I mean, it's already very easy because so many of those companies are already Ripple enabled. But I have a feeling we are going to see more and more of this, considering we are seeing more and more Ripple adoption in regions of the world like the Latin American region, Southeast Asia as well. Africa is starting to pick up on RippleNet adoption too. So interesting news. Wanted to thank Crypto Eddie for pointing that out. And it's not just cross-border payments. I mean, that was always the first prong of Ripple's strategy. But of course, we know Ripple does help foster the XRPL, the ecosystem, to provide more utility for XRP. Well, I just saw this from DJ Peter Vass. Ripple grants feature $100,000 for NFT-related XRPL integration. So Feature, they're an entertainment and music marketplace platform. They were just awarded $100,000 to develop and support growth as part of RippleX's XRPL grants program. The grant will accelerate Feature into Web 3.0 blockchain and add additional value to the XRPL ecosystem. Feature connects artists, producers, influencers, and a representation for collaboration and commerce. It provides a two-sided buyers and sellers web-based solution to the entertainment industry. Furthermore, it refines talent values, negotiations, and inefficient payment methods by expanding the opportunity for all artists and their representation to collaborate directly with other creators and buyers. So this sounds like the back end for creative types who want to create their art, perhaps in the form of NFTs, but also to streamline that back end part of it that, you know, a lot of people, a lot of artists that I know at least, maybe except for the accountant types, helps them to streamline that because in a lot of cases they don't want to have to deal with that. This expansion will enhance the platform to accommodate blockchain-based assets such as crypto payments, smart contracts, and NFTs on the XRPL. So interesting, which are part of a larger Web 3.0 infrastructure. Feature has already attracted high-profile talent such as John Monopoly, that's Kanye West's manager, Chris Lofton, star of 50 Cent's Power Book 4, Force, and Caper, award-winning DJ and producer from the United Kingdom. With the funding provided by RippleX, Feature will release new cutting-edge enhancements to their powerhouse platform. So, interesting news there. The story does continue, guys, and I will link this in the description if you guys want to read more, if you're interested in more use cases for the XRPL. Cross-border payments, that had been the focus. We have been moving into more NFT-related projects. We know NFTs are getting bigger, so I can see why Ripple is now looking to support these NFT-related projects on the XRPL with grant money. The more use cases on the XRPL, the more valuable the network becomes. And so this is just another example of that. Wanted to thank DJ Peter Vass for pointing that out. And I mean, startups really are the lifeblood of any new and emerging industry. Could you imagine if the guys from Apple, or if Bill Gates, maybe from Microsoft, whether you like them or not, today decided never to create what they had created? Well, I mean, we would live in a very, very different world. Could you imagine if, maybe the guys at Google never wanted to start up Google? Or maybe if Jeff Bezos, decided, why am I selling books through Amazon.com? That's just such a silly idea. Startups are, of course, the lifeblood. They are a spark of innovation that helps progress move forward, that helps micro and macro economies alike. Think of how prosperous the United States, for example, has become because of their tech startups. Ripple just being one of those examples. Well, what if I told you that? I know this isn't a far-fetched theory, not whatsoever, considering what we have seen coming out of the SEC. But what if I could show you, what if I could point to you more proof that the big banks were purposely trying to stifle new innovative startups in order to keep the lion's share of the pie? Of course, these legacy systems want to maintain control, and so, they see startups. In some cases, they don't see them as too much of a threat, but when you can come up with a better mousetrap and your competition knows it, well, that's when the claws come out, right? Well, I gotta give Dawdler for XRP credit on this. He sent this to me. I also saw this on Twitter this morning, retweeted out by XRP meme guy here. The real reason the SEC sued Ripple. So guys, this is a clip of Gary Gensler in 2018 telling his students at MIT how the incumbents try to actually slow down startups. This is coming from the horse's mouth himself. Gary Gensler, before he was at the SEC, essentially stating big banks, corporate banks, the commercial banks, they don't want to see innovation because they realize down the road that these players are going to be their competition, so they try to stifle it. I mean, I'm putting two and two together here. The reason the SEC is really dragging out this ridiculous court case with Ripple and XRP, let me play you guys this clip and you judge for yourself.
Central monopolist with another central monopolist. A lot of commercial banks aren't terribly excited about that. Maybe you're going to have to give some ownership. Maybe you'll have to give 50% of your ownership to the 20 banks that are now, part of this. I mean, there are other ways to build incentive systems. Maybe you put a native token in there and you give them the native token. So there may be other incentive ways to beat the current monopolist and but having been around commercial banks for a long time, they really are looking for ways to replace their aggregators in their back office, whether it's clearing, settlement, exchanges, credit agencies, but they are deeply understanding, because they are pretty ambitious and very good at making money as well. They deeply understand that every idea that's pitched to them is somebody who currently is small but wants to get big and gain market power. So they're also always thinking about how to ensure that there's a check to slow down your startup from gaining market power 5, 10, and 15 years from now. They don't want you to be the next clearinghouse like the Chicago Mercantile Exchange or Intercontinental Exchange. They don't want you to be the next central node of market power. So you might share some of that with them, or you might find an incentive system.
Straight from the horse's mouth, Gary Gensler, from this MIT lecture way back in 2018, essentially stating straight up that the banks do not want to relinquish power and that they will try to thwart startups from achieving greatness, because they know essentially at the end of the day that these guys will be their competition. It's all making sense now, isn't it? And so again, this was Gary Gensler from 2018. And guys, think about it for a second. 2018 was an interesting time in the XRP community. If you guys were around back then, what Gary Gensler was speaking about in this clip was basically exactly what Bearable Guy was talking to us about: the banks, the puppet strings, the big players, central banks, having control over those little banks, the legacy players, as represented here by the puppet, and the hand. I believe this Bearable Guy riddle, this was one of the first ones, was originally dropped back in February of 2018, so about 4 years ago now. Fast forward to today, and we have seen so many developments on the XRPL. We have seen Ripple gain a lot of traction, gain a lot of ground over the last 4 years, succeeding despite the trials and tribulations that they have faced. But anyway, what do you think about this? Gary Gensler speaking directly about how, for example, the legacy banking system, they want to preserve their power. They do not want a challenging organization to come in and subvert the traditional system, which is exactly what Ripple is doing. Guys, if you didn't catch this morning's video, Brad Garlinghouse did make an appearance on Fox Business and said some pretty thought-provoking things in that interview. I'll link that video up here. The SEC knows they're not going to win it all, and now it's looking as though it is quite apparent that the SEC is trying to hold Ripple back.
I'm your guy. I will keep you posted. I'm your advocate. I'll be back on a daily basis, usually multiple times per day, with these videos to keep you updated with everything going on. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't done so, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Feel free to share any of my videos with your friends, family, social media, or anybody who may care to listen. Thanks so much for your continued support. I'm always here for you. I want to help you through this time. So thank you so much for continuing to choose me. Enjoy your day, stay safe, and I'll catch you again probably in a couple hours. Thanks, everybody. See you later.